I'm here with Stephen Elop, CEO of Nokia, to talk about all the latest Nokia news and especially what's going on in the US market. And just jumping into it, you have two of your latest smartphones out on the desk. Tell us more about the 800 and the 710.
Great. Well, we had the great honor of presenting the Nokia Lumia 800 at Nokia World just a couple of weeks ago. Just a beautiful device. Nokia engineering, the industrial design, just to hold it in your hand is a beautiful experience. And obviously we've taken the Windows Phone platform, brought it to this device, but also introduced a series of differentiators in the area of location-based services, entertainment, sports, and a variety of other things. We also have introduced the Nokia Lumia 710, which is a device that's at a slightly lower price point. Same capabilities, same services and everything, but targeted at the more value-sensitive consumers.
How are you guys focused on differentiation on Windows Phone? I know a lot of people have asked you this, but there are things manufacturers can and can't do. You guys kind of don't fall under those restrictions, but you like to play by those rules, or how does that work, and what are you able to do?
We have a unique relationship with Microsoft. We made a commitment to do our best work for the Windows Phone platform as it relates to smartphones. And therefore, as part of that, we're involved on a day-to-day basis with the engineering of Windows Phone, with the setting of priorities and so forth. So as a joint team, we make decisions about what are the areas of greatest importance. But in addition to that, Nokia itself can make decisions about areas where it intends to differentiate applications, services, software, platform extension, whatever the case may be, that we think are important to add to the experience. On the one hand, we recognize that our principal competition is not other Windows Phone providers. Our principal competition is Android, and it is the iPhone environment. And so we want to make sure that things we may add or supplement or things we may do give us the opportunity to compete there, and that can be availed by other manufacturers, and other people can take advantage of them. We want to be able to do that as well. So we're very cautious about how we do that because we recognize the importance of building an overall platform. ESPN as one example of a unique application where we've entered into a partnership with ESPN to bring unique content and capabilities beyond any other ESPN app on any other platform that will be available on the Nokia devices. We can achieve any level of integration that we think is appropriate between ourselves and Microsoft. You mentioned Nokia Drive. Nokia Drive is an application, but it's an application that is a portal into or a viewport into an underlying location-based services platform. And that platform is not something that is fully surfaced, but you will see over time something that we use to take advantage of what we can deliver with location-based services. You'll see that come more to life. So we can innovate at the application layer, but also more deeply into the stack jointly with Microsoft. We have that opportunity.
How are you taking the US market more seriously going forward now, especially with Windows Phone?
Yeah, I think it is the case in history that Nokia has been strong in the US market, but more recently what we've recognized is that what we have to do is focus on some of the unique requirements of how we work within the US market and what we deliver to consumers. And so as we enter the US market in early 2012, you will see us take steps to work closely with operators, which is a phenomenon in the US where the operators are in a very important position in the value chain. So you'll see us work remarkably closely with them. But you'll also see us take steps to make sure that consumers in the US are getting from their Nokia Lumia devices what they need in the US marketplace. I'm not going to say too much about that, but what we're definitely recognizing is that while a global approach can address many different environments, there are certain markets that are quite unique, need special care and attention, and you'll see that from us in a very aggressive way. I think it's the case that it is both the operators and ourselves as a manufacturer that need to work together and complement each other in terms of reaching that consumer. So we will aggressively encourage consumers to purchase our devices through online experiences, through marketing, through other forms of effort. The operators will as well, but we also have to respect the actual process through which consumers in any particular market go to purchase a device. In the United States, you're most likely to walk into one of the retail outlets owned and operated by one of the operators. In other parts of the world, it's completely the opposite, where you're likely to go into an electronics store first, or in India, it might be just a tiny little retail outlet in your hometown that you go to. And so you have to respect those differences and operate appropriately within them.
Talking about Microsoft and Android, are there any cross-licensing agreements with you guys and Microsoft because of your vast patent portfolio?
First thing I'd say is that we believe that if a particular company, Nokia for example, has invested in the research and development to bring forward something that's truly innovative and worthy of a patent. And if others would like to use that, then we would like to talk to them about licensing. And so we're not shy about that. You mentioned the situation with Apple. We weren't shy about it there either. And it's certainly our intent to continue to ensure that people who are taking advantage of our research and development will fairly compensate us for that. So you'll continue to see that pattern. As it relates to ourselves and Microsoft, when we announced the partnership with Microsoft and described the different pillars of the agreement, one of the pillars of the agreement was in the area of intellectual property, saying that indeed we would be working together, we would be taking advantage of patent and intellectual property capabilities that both company has to make sure that the Windows Phone family is properly protected, and also to make sure that we're properly collecting the fees that might be associated with the use of those patents by others.
Can you speak to the emerging markets part of what you guys are doing, because you've always been very, very big there?
Yeah, and it continues to be the case that a very substantial part of Nokia's business worldwide is focused on emerging markets and devices at much lower price points. It is the case that as part of our strategy announcements in February, we said there's a whole set of things we're doing with smartphones, but we also indicated that we were increasing investment in this sector called mobile phones, these lower price point devices. You've seen some of the first examples of that just over the last couple of months. We introduced dual SIM technology into India and have had very positive responses there, going in certain market segments from 0% share to selling 18 million devices in 90 days. I mean, just amazing scale and pickup. So you see that type of activity. Also, at the same time that we introduced Nokia Lumia and that experience, we introduced a new family of devices for the emerging markets called the Nokia Asha family of products. Asha in certain languages symbolizes hope, and just a nice name to describe the aspirational nature that many people in emerging markets have. Our goal is to connect the next billion people to the internet with these products, and that has a remarkable impact on people's lives, and it's a good business opportunity, so it works all around.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks very much.